It's like a little world in here. Hi. Welcome to my multidimensional living room. I'm going to be making another energy painting, where I'm going to tune into the energy field of the collective that is available to me. And if something speaks to me, I'm going to paint it. If something speaks to you and helps you orient yourself, navigate your life, understand yourself, love yourself and those around you a little bit more and better, then that's great. And if it doesn't, then that means that it's for or from somebody else. The way I deliver these messages here through the painting can be a little bit abstract sometimes. Sometimes it makes sense and sometimes it doesn't. It's up to you to see how it fits into where you are right now in this moment and who you are now in this moment. Because what I bring in might come as a sign, might come as a synchronicity, it might come as a clue, it might come as a puzzle piece, or you see for yourself. I encourage you to use your intuition and to listen not just with your ears and watch not only with your eyes, but also use your whole body. Okay? I thought for a very long time that I will never manage to say an intro without improvisation and just being in the moment of doing it, but things change. Things change. And that's exactly the energy that's been here the entire day, and that is that I knew exactly what I want to say at the beginning before I start painting, and now I feel like I might just as well skip it. And that's exactly the energy that I wanted to talk about, and that is this being caught up in duality of everything. It's like everywhere you look you see a dichotomy of some sort. Which I want to say, it's kind of weird, but it's also not. It totally makes sense considering the fact that there is a full moon in Gemini coming up, which, if you ask me, it's horrible. Because my moon is in Gemini, so that's like the worst time of the year. Anyway, it might not be the worst for you. But it is kind of like this, of like, it's a lot of black and white and a lot of red and blue and a lot of today, before when I earlier had a walk, I was for a moment feeling like I'm a little bit cut off from the environment around me. I felt like my crown is calcified and that I can't really communicate with the environment as I usually do. But then simultaneously, as I acknowledged that, immediately as if it uncalcified itself, and as I was finishing the thought of how I don't see things as I usually do, suddenly I was able to see 5 different things simultaneously in front of me, right in my face. And that's kind of the nature of the energy that I'm picking up on. There is like attraction and unattraction at the same time. Like, you might not like dogs or cats, or some of them, but equally so you might really not like how people treat exactly those animals that you don't like. It's like you don't want them, but you also don't want them to be hurt. That kind of an energy. I'm drinking a tea made out of Palo Santo. And it tastes wonderful. And one thing other that I wanted to say and bring into this painting. Yesterday, as I was meditating, I was getting a vision of lying outside on the ground, and an elk came next to me and sat down next to me like a dog would, and relaxed. It was a really beautiful, it was an honor. It was such an honor to have a wild animal trust you so much that they just come and chill with you as you're lying on the ground. it felt very beautiful, safe, calm. As I got out from the meditation, I went to Google how likely is that to happen, because I don't really have elks here where I live. So I was thinking, you know, if I would live in Finland or somewhere where elks are happening, how likely is that elk would come and chill with me if I would be meditating somewhere in nature? And it, according to internet, that's not really happening. But today, as I was in a walk, I saw a fox. And that fox was on a pile of sand on the construction site area, and it was digging into that pile and it was eating something from it. And I noticed him, and I stood there because I also noticed that behind the fox there was a blue car and a bicycle with red lights. So I stopped to take a video of the fox, and I captured red and blue in the background. And then I noticed that there was a woman with a dog walking towards the fox. And the fox got scared and ran away from them to me. So the fox was like 2 meters away from me, which was far enough, but close enough at the same time. It was far enough that it's not really super close to me, but it was close enough that I felt that it's in my energy field. It was closer than 5 meters away where he noticed the dog. And that was the feeling that I got. That when he felt in danger, he ran to me. So he felt safer being 2 meters away from me than being 5 meters away from a dog. And that was that feeling that I had a vision of yesterday. The video of that fox I posted on TikTok and on Instagram, and usually I post and I take photos and videos of everything that I find around me that is red and blue. So if you want to jump on that train with me, feel free to follow me on TikTok or on Instagram and see what happens. I'm hearing bridging the gaps. Crossing the line in a quiet, sophisticated way. Something that earlier felt so repulsive to me is now feeling like there is a bridging of that world that is very repulsive to me and the world that makes sense. I'm gonna remove my personal notion out of this. But there is a world that thrives on removing of humanity out of humans. And then there is a world that strives and thrives in humanity. And there is a bridging of those worlds that I'm seeing happening. And it's an ascension from one world and it's a descension from the other world, but it's kind of a necessary bridge. Necessary for the well-being of the both area in global. Not just good for one and bad for the other. It's ultimately good for everybody. If I would have cleansing water here, I would paint with it purple, if possible. I'm touching on some very sophisticated and sleek, profound, elegant, quiet combination of energies embodied and externalized in environment and in person. It's like someone who has very profound sense of aesthetics, but also is capable of finding peace within themselves and enjoy the silence. Somebody who is, I sense somebody being very much pressured from the outside. If I'm speaking to you, I don't know, like there's like a lot of external outside pressure coming in. I'm getting some sort of work environment, I'm gonna put it that way. But then there is also, as much as pressure there is on the outside, that much quiet confidence there is on the inside, and space for appreciating the beauty. Rest. I'm getting... I can't quite connect with it, but it seems like heart being closed off a little bit, as it needs to be, after some eruption that happened. And I feel the heartache, but I also feel how hard it is to connect with that, because of the pressure that is coming from the outside. It kind of makes it seem as if you have no time to process what happened. It's like you have no time to be sad. You have no time to actually fully process it in a way that you ideally would, because you have things to do. And so the things that you are doing are a little bit like every action you do is 10% slowed down. Like you're not in your fullest, at least not for now. I feel the need to recommend you the tea made out of Palo Santo. Establishment. I get the sense of no one's gonna take it away from me. That might be this ability to appreciate beauty, the ability to stay centered, to have this corner of yourself where you're always there, no matter what they want. It's always there. There's something with the spine. Straight spine. There's an eye in the spine. I see an eye in a spine as if somebody is so much a part of you that it's a part of your identity. There are actually very many. I see one eye, one face, another face, third face, fourth face, fifth face. And now the next coming face that is on top of all of them doesn't look like a face. It is more, it has more texture. It's as if I'm looking at the history of people that made you who you are, people that played a role in who you are as a person. And they made such a powerful impact that basically their face is printed into your spine. And all of them had maybe I could put it this way. It's as if all of them were very similar to one another. Very similar to one another. And there was a similar type of aestheticism going from one to another to another to another. You know, like some people have repeating of the patterns. You know, they have a typical type of a person that has some certain dynamic in play. So that kind of repeats from one person to another to another to another until you realize, like, oh my god, I'm always attracting the same type of person. You know, like they always behave the same. But in this case, it's also like, in this case particularly, it's about somebody who has a certain aesthetics where you can look into the history of all your exes and you'd be like, they all kind of look the same. They have the same facial structure, they have the same haircut, they have the same style. And then there is one on top of them all that is completely different, which tells me that some pattern that might have been repeating for a very long time with very many people has been broken. And now what comes into that place, or what already came, is something more substantial. Something that doesn't just appear as a change, but really is tangible change. It's something you can touch. Something that really changes your reality. Something that has a character. It's not that these people didn't have a character, but that's what comes to me here. What is this? I touched into something that makes your heart go a little bit faster. I don't know what that is, but it's something that makes you feel good. I don't think I should know what that is. This state is everything, really. That's what makes me feel good. The thought about going back where I got that pulse sound and buy more. Exactly. I have that happening already. Does it have the same meaning like the last time? I don't know. What is this? really. Okay. Are you okay? I think you should be. Is something harder than you thought it will be? Something doesn't feel right in here. Something is harder than you thought it will be. Something is harder than expected. Something is quite hard. It's kind of exactly the opposite of this energy. It's exactly the opposite of this energy that I saw here, where you had the corner for yourself no matter what's going on the outside. You know what's beautiful, you know what you want, you know what you like, you appreciate it. You have your peace, your silence, and then this and I kind of get a feeling that it's like somebody brings that energy to you. It's not really your energy. It's something that somebody brings for you to deal with. And then there's like, I feel the field that is opening is the feeling of responsibility to deal with it because you love them. Because that's what's expected of you, considering the position or role that you're playing in that person's life, if it's a person. And to deal with it is harder than you thought. Or to set a boundary, so to say, is harder than you thought. It seems a little bit unrelated, but it also comes when I'm looking into this, because the energy of this, what I'm looking at, is really like green, like very, I don't have such green anywhere around me. Is this? It's even brighter than this, if you see. It's very like almost neon green. And that is that there are things that are really normalized in public, in society, in the world, and they're really hardcore flawed. They're really not okay. They're very anti-human, they are very heartless, they are very sick, they are very... Camera stop recording. At the moment when I said stupid, even, and I felt like I just found the perfect word for what I'm describing here. Wrong, to some degree, from a certain standpoint, it's wrong, it's very wrong, but it's equally so very normalized. So normalized that, it feels wrong, but everybody are doing it, so then it seems like that's the thing to do. And then when you organically come to terms that something is just really not okay, then you also, not just that you have to break up with that thing or that action or that attitude or that ideology or belief system or behavior or whatever it is. Not just that, but you also have to break up with the idea and like comprehend that this is so normalized. And that stopping engaging and entertaining that, whatever that is, isn't just change in you. It's also like, it requires you to comprehend that that's normalized on the planet. And it makes no sense. And then you ask yourself, how come that this is even allowed? How come that this is legal? How come that this is, that everybody are okay with this and it's so not okay? And then you realize that that in and of itself, that being so contradictively out there in your face, super toxic but super normalized, is serving a purpose in it being exactly as it is. It's a part of the world. And it has to be where it is for certain purposes of what happens after you realize and after you see that it has space in the world that it has. And you may wonder, why does it take so much space? Well, the fact that it takes so much space also plays a role in where will you turn next. I feel like that's the point where that's what I've described that point in the video called Ultimate Liminality, and that's the point where I cannot really tell you what happens next. Nobody really can. It's really up to you. What are you gonna do when you find yourself at that point? Because everything is possible from here. You can do whatever you want. No, not again. It was closed. Okay. See? You see? This is the energy that I'm talking about. It was closed and then it shuttled it. And then it's all over the place. But now when I want to pour it upside down, it doesn't. No. In the last video I had one of the painting boxes here and I absolutely hated how it looked on the video. Okay. I didn't absolutely hate it. You know what I mean? I didn't like it. I wish I moved it. I wish I could have moved it somehow. I could have actually by using AI, but I don't want to. Not for these purposes. Okay, I get some, okay, this, whatever super hard it is, there is some playfulness that is available with it. It's as if something wants to tell you, okay, it's not that bad. Whatever it is. There are ways around it. It can be diluted, watered down somehow. It must be. I mean, does it really must? But it seems like that's a way to go. I get a lot of scorpionic vibes here. Is it really scorpionic that you water things down? Could be. And again, I'm looking at the same energy again. It's like contradiction at the same time. No, but yeah. And for the amount of contradiction that there is in the air, I feel that this painting is actually quite well structured. I do feel the need to clean my hand from that, whatever super hard that it is or was. Something that is harder than it was expected. Well, I want to clean myself from that. I'm getting some really soft music. Like a xylophone type of a thing. This is gonna be grand. Yeah. I see it, I feel it, something. I think it has to do with this. Yeah. Oh my god, that's really beautiful. Okay, so whoever that is here in this corner, like it has a landscape to it and texture. It's like a merging of all the elements together. It's like someone who is not afraid of getting into the higher notes, higher octave of well-being and beauty and sophistication and silence. But somebody who also isn't afraid of duality. Someone who has capacity to hold contradicting energies. And someone who has ability to play, an ability to interact with what seems to be too hard or harder than expected. And someone who has ability not to make it even harder than it is. It's a fresh spirit of some sort. Now I'm getting that this might be either this new person that comes in out of sync with all previous people that were there already creating you into who you are, or at least entertaining you to the degree that their faces are part of your DNA in a way, or you are turning into that person. You are already that person who is like a combination of all elements. I see. So not just that the texture changes with this new person, it's also that the color scheme changes. Take that as it resonates. There is more to life with that person. And I'm heavily picking up that really it's about people who already played out through your life. And then there is somebody that really changes the spectrum of life experiences and brings more to life. Through color, through texture, through personality, through lived experience. Lived experience, is that what I said? Yeah. And I am speaking about the person, but as I'm speaking about people and person, I want to say that it might not be people related. Maybe to somebody, this might be general life experiences, maybe work experiences, maybe the way you express yourself, maybe the way you operate on some level. The way you live or the way you love. Where it has been same old on repeat until that certain point when the I appeared. And then after that I, something else that goes up, down, left, right in multiple ways, in multiple dimensions, in multiple colors, in multiple speeds, in multiple different sounds. Speaking of sounds, I'm getting, I guess I have 𝔬𝐸𝐴𝐴 again, but I'm getting this like 4-digit space, and I see that mathematically, and I see that geometrically, and I see that musically, and I see that, how else do I see that? Yeah, somehow artistically. 4 spaces of something. Let's say you have a square, 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 and each square has a sound, and the accent is on third. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, as if something really wants to point to you that the importance is on 3. And it comes in very gently, very playfully. And every time when I see it, because I see it now in multiple rows, so to say, each row has a different tone. Each row sounds differently. whatever this is, or a new person, or a new you, or some change that is happening here, I get a sense that it's very practical. It's very grounded. It's like you can do something, you can go places, you can... I hear that music is happening here. I don't hear it through my ears, but I see it, I feel it. But I get the sense that for you personally, it's going to be a real tangible music. Music is not tangible, it's like you can actually hear it with your ears. It's real. It's real, like everything is real. Or it's about to become real. Am I done? I'm asking because sometimes I want to finish, but then the painting keeps being painting even after I stop recording, and then so I want to make sure. Is there anything else that wants to reveal itself right here, right now? No. I do feel sad for leaving this painting here. No, I have to finish it here. Alright, thank you for being here. And thank you for co-creating this painting with me. Check down the links below for more paintings. And again, there are things that I wanted to say in this video that I feel like are needless to say right now. I started the video by saying things that I felt like I can also as well just skip. So I'm gonna finish the video by not saying things that I think that are needless to say. Maybe I say in the next one. We'll see. Thank you for being here.